This is going to be a short video to show you how to change a plain vellum, not vellum, acrylic cover into one that has items that are see-through on the cover. So I haven't put my covers on, I've just been cutting them out. I haven't added my magnets yet. So I'm doing this step by step here. Let's see. This book is quite large. I almost need a bigger desk. Okay, so I'm just going to go to the cover part here. And I have decided on my colors. I've put tape on my papers. They're all ready to go on the sides. But I want to work on this acrylic cover. And I decided, let's see, where's the book? My book is a horizontal book. The little mini album is going to be a horizontal scrapbook. And when I put it in, the orientation of my title is the wrong direction for this very pretty cover. So I'm going to change it by adding some pieces onto my acrylic. So this is a cutout from the paper. This is one from the special die cut packets. And I'm going to open my chest. This already has vellum on it. I keep saying vellum, I mean acrylic. So I'm going to be working here. I just put my tape roll underneath to give me a little more level work surface. What else can I put under there? There's another row of tape. I'll put that to hold my tape up. I've added double-sided tape, and I've made this acrylic page on thin transparent film. This is the thicker acrylic that's already on there that came with our kits. And I'm going to, after I get it on, I'm going to add one more thick part before I add my borders on this frame. So I'm just going to lay that there for a minute. And before I adhere it down to these white strips, I'm going to turn it over. And the back isn't very pretty, as you can see. So I've made some pieces that will fit over it on the other side of the acrylic. And whatever you do on one side shows on the other. So I wanted this to be almost completely covered. So I made a black mat, which was 4x6, but I decided the colors on the side could show from the front and it wouldn't look bad. And then I made, let's see, I'm going to put this on the back of the black, and it will show black on the bottom and top of this, but I don't think it matters. And I have this really cute die cut, and I'm going to put this over on the back of this, and it will show through. Don't have to put a lot of tape because it's going to be sandwiched in acrylic. I want the little design to show through on both sides. There we go. There we go. We now have a design on both sides of this thin transparent paper. I also had a couple of hearts. No, I think I'm going to save the hearts for the regular cover. So I'm just going to lay this on top here. I'm going to remove my tape cover rather. Never seem to hit the trash can. And I'm going to place this acrylic piece on my back cover. Now, because this is a matte board cover, not the thick manufactured board that came with our kits from My Creative Spirit, I put 2 pieces of frame. One is the same as the fiberboard, and it is 3/4 inch, but this one is 1 inch. I made it go on top of the box. By going on top of the box, I have a nice, it fills the gap. Let's put it that way. So I'm going to lay this on top of the adhesive. And I'm only using the dry tape adhesive. It's going to go where it goes. There we go. I am going to check it out before I add the next piece. It's this adhesive, it's pretty much on. Okay, this is thin, so I'm going to just flip it over. There, I really like that. So rather than just have plain acrylic, I'm adding a photo inside of it. Now I want this piece to go on top before I add my borders. Now I probably could put the whole width. This is A4 from the My Creative Spirit website. I'm going to take off a 1/2 inch in one direction. And let's take off 1 1/4 on the other direction. So I'm just using a regular cutting or trimmer. This is thicker acrylic, so I'm taking off a 1 1/4 from the bottom. Cuts really easy, it's just hard to see. So 1 1/4 from the bottom with a narrow edge, and just a 1/2 inch from the other. Now, before I put that on, I want to make sure I don't see any fingerprints, because this is going to be in the middle and I'm making it permanent. So for this piece, I'm going to add some acrylic, some double-sided tape. And this is going to have a wide border. It's going to be 3/4 inch border. Let's see. Well, I have to move the box before I get it. In the front, it's only a 1/2 inch border, but at the back, it's 3/4 inch. So as long as I have room for the black to show around the edge, it will be fine. There we go. So I have this tape all around, and when I add my border, it will even adhere it better. For some reason, I don't have a burnish tool here. It's disappeared. So I'm just going to take a ruler. I just want to make sure this adhesive is down. Okay, now let's add our the thick piece of acrylic. So there's actually going to be 3 levels of acrylic. 2 thick. I don't even know what the dimension from My Creative Spirit is, but it makes great covers because it's pleasantly thick. It doesn't bend easy. I'm not going to show you a lot on this album. I'm just trying to show you my process. I had linked up Claire's May class of the same folder under my last video, and I'm not going to give you a lot of specifics. I just want to show you how I do things using her beautiful pattern, and you can take the class if you'd like. Okay, but these hints would work with any album. Now this still looks nice and clean. I don't see fingerprints. On the outside we can get rid of the fingerprints. What I do see is it's still a little long. So I'm going to take off another 1/2 inch on the length. Now watch it be short. Oh, I think that's good. Okay, so I'm just laying the acrylic down. It is still too big. It's so hard to work, in my opinion, it's hard to work with invisible materials or see-through transparent materials. Okay. Now, do remember that acrylic does not want to be burnished hard, because if you burnish it hard, it could stretch or make the plastic sort of ripple. Okay, there's my cover. I don't know if I'm going to put it all on. I'm just going to show you how the border will then go. I want just 1/8 of an inch to show. And to get a miter, I put them straight on, the border straight on. I'm going to just cut them off. So I could take that top off. I'm going to put distress ink there. So this is going to be attached here, and I'll have a mitered corner, and I'll do the same thing there with my other side. So I will be attaching that. I won't do it on screen because I want to make sure my head can be right over and I can have an exact 1/8 of an inch of black showing. But that will be my cover. Now, I also made a different, I did not use ribbon for my magnets. I'm using gray, basic gray magnets here, and I'm just using a couple layers of black tape. I'm going to put my basic gray magnet within that and then wrap gray tape, black construction tape rather, inside of that, and that will be what I lift my folder with. Okay, on this side I'm going to have the black showing more, and I'm putting this in the middle, this 1/2 inch border within the middle of the top frame. So I have 2 frames on this. One shows a border and gives it a little dimension. The plastic's not on top of this, and this will go right in the middle of that 3/4 inch, and it matches the one underneath. Okay, I think I want to show you just a little bit of the cover I'm working on. Put these in here so I don't lose them. So this is the one for underneath, and you can see it's the whole width of the first frame. So let me close this up. And show you a little bit about my cover planning. I took one of the cutouts from the 12 by 12, and I took some of the ephemera, and I am going to attach these side by side, center this, and add some, it's not centered, is it? There we go. And I'm just going to adhere it regular, and probably with a little, because this area especially will have a lot of handling, I'll put some tape on the inside of that. And I thought I would add some ephemera here. I have 3 of these little stamps. I think they're on the floor right now. But those will go across the bottom. So that's going to be my cover planning. I'm going to go in and show you what I did accomplish yesterday, which doesn't seem like a lot, but it took a little time. I made 3/8 inch strips, and I added them between the graduated spines, double spines. So this is all ready for my pages to go in. And I put my first front page on. Let's see if I can get this out of the way. And it has a little slide that Claire teaches. This is a photo frame, another photo frame, and then it has room for many more photos. And this little back of the album cover is on both the front and the back. So, excuse me, I actually made them fairly similar, but I added red to the back page. And, well, I put on double-sided tape first. I'm going to cough, so I can't. I'm going to stop the video. Sorry. I'm not going to hear it on the video, but that's where it's going to go. So after I get these 2 pages on and the cover design, I can then put all those pages in. Now for me, it makes a lot of sense for me to do my decorating first. By doing my decorating first, it's a lot easier to work with the pages. And you start from the back. I'll just show you the first page. This will be back to back like that, and it will attach to the, up to the spine. And I probably will do that in video. And then when you're done, then you can put the backs on and it will cover that seam. It'll look really lovely. So that's how we're going to put the pages on. But it's so much easier for me to have this all decorated before I begin. The other thing is there's a slat in here. There's a hole. We're going to have some of those cute little buttons I made. They're going to go for like a policy envelope. And then there'll be a pull-out, and we're going to have acrylic on that, so it'll protect our pictures too. All right, too many things at once. I'm going to stop. I mostly wanted to show you how to do the acrylic today. And so when you open your box, this will be magnetized so it won't fall open. You'll have a decoration on the cover, and that will show what's underneath. I hope you like the acrylic trick. I like having something on my acrylic. Have a great day. I'll keep up with my progress with you. God bless.